していてくれ。我々は魔物を抑えるとしよう。
It turns out that Alanziel also helped Dariel. He wanted to accompany his beloved son because he had not been together like this for a long time. Rady and the others will be fine. After all, Grand Barza was guarding them. Then Dariel said that there was an emergency exit in this mine. So Dariel asked his father to turn around and check the door. On the other hand, Rady and the others teamed up to attack the dragon. Luckily, Satome managed to fend off the dragon's attack, but her clothes caught fire. She was almost naked. Then Grand Barza immediately helped them, and he knew that dragon. The name of this dragon is Fire Magic Beast Salamander. When Dariel and Alanziel arrived at the emergency exit, Dariel immediately called the knockers, and they answered Dariel's scream. Dariel is grateful because they are okay. Then Dariel and Alanziel immediately fought the salamander. The salamander was slightly injured from the successive attacks of Dariel and the others. Then Dariel immediately went in front of the salamander, and he felt that there was something familiar about the salamander. Then the salamander suddenly flew up and left from there. Dariel's friends rushed to him, and they win over the salamander for a while. Rady sensed a strong aura of hatred from the salamander. Then Grand Barza was silent for a moment, and he asked Dariel for permission to return to the Demon Nation for a while. There's something Grand Barza has to do now. Grand Barza also ordered Zebiantis to escort him there. When Grand Barza and Zebiantis arrived at the Demon Nation, Grand Barza immediately entered Bashubaza's room. Grand Barza was surprised to see the change in Bashubaza's face. Then he realized that Bashubaza had entered a secret room in the Demon King's castle. Bashubaza is controlling the salamander. Initially, Bashubaza did not admit this. Then Grand Barza immediately scolded Bashubaza for committing crimes like this. Grand Barza regretted not paying attention to Bashubaza's movements for the past year. Bashubaza always locked himself in his room, studying magic books. Then he traveled to various places to perfect magic. The secret room in the Demon King's castle is a room no one can enter. The room contains many forbidden magic books. The ancestors in the Demon Nation agreed to keep the books so that the books would not become a world disaster. One of the forbidden magics that Bashubaza uses is the magic beast salamander, or usually called calamity magic. Grand Barza didn't expect that Bashubaza would learn about this. He admits that Bashubaza is a great child because he was born with magical talent, unlike Dariel, who couldn't use magic and only relied on aura power. After hearing Dariel's name, Bashubaza was furious and didn't expect Grand Barza to get along with Alanziel. Bashubaza learned that Alanziel's identity was that of a hero through the eyes of a salamander. Then Grand Barza immediately attacks Bashubaza, but Bashubaza summons his salamander and wants to go to Lux village. Old and new generation heroes are there, so Bashubaza will kill them. Bashubaza saw Dariel's gaze through the salamander's eyes. He hates everything about Dariel, and Bashubaza must make Dariel suffer at any cost. At the Mithril mine, Dariel immediately called the knockers again, and they seemed fine. But many other workers were injured from the salamander's previous attack. Suddenly, a worker reports that the central guild staffs are nowhere to be found in the mine. Because of that, Dariel and the knockers would immediately search for them in the deepest parts of the mine. The knockers help Dariel to show the way so that Dariel doesn't get lost in this mithril mine. Not long after, the mithril mine quaked, and Dariel suddenly met a statue of a strange face on the mining wall. Suddenly, the face statue spoke, looking for a man named Dariel. Of course, Dariel was surprised that the face statue knew his name. He immediately ran because he thought that the statue would eat him. But the face statue suddenly controls the mine shaft to block Dariel. He realized that Dariel was the man he had been looking for a long time. The face statue scolds Dariel because the salamander set fire to this mine. The salamander was his old friend, and he knew that the salamander was rampaging at the behest of someone's hatred. He was sure that the salamander were looking for him right now. Then the face statue asked Dariel to show the Hermes sword, and the face statue immediately put additional power in it. He was amazed because this Hermes sword was the finest masterpiece ever seen. Then the face statue revealed its identity in front of Dariel. He was a Gigantamashi earth magic beast. Gigan tells Dariel that Lux village will soon be threatened by the salamander, so Gigan hopes Dariel can save his village before it's too late. Then Gigan just disappeared from in front of Dariel. Shortly after, Grand Barza calls Dariel to tell him something important. Bashibaza had already controlled the salamander and planned to awaken the 4 calamity magic beasts. Bashibaza wants to kill the heroes to vent his hatred. Dariel is also in the hero category because he is Alanziel's son. Grand Barza also reports that Bashibaza is heading to Lux village. Zebiantis told Dariel that Bashibaza might have also been annoyed with Dariel because the mithril mines belong to the human race. Grand Barza says Dariel still has time to return to Lux village as soon as possible. The magic beast salamander must be exhausted from the previous battle. Grand Barza and Zebiantis promise to join forces with Lux village soon to stop the rampage of the salamander and Bashibaza later. After that, Dariel immediately ordered his friends to return to Lux village to fight. Dariel hurriedly tells everyone to evacuate to the mithril mine. He also gathered the adventurers of Lux village to help stop the salamander. Then Marika cheers up Dariel and gives him gloves. She also gave Dariel their wedding ring. At first, Dariel refused because he didn't want this precious wedding ring to be damaged or lost. But Marika still wants Dariel to wear it. At least, Dariel can calm down a little because he brought this ring to symbolize being together with Marika. Then Dariel immediately gathered with the other adventurers in preparation for fighting the salamander. Several minutes and hours passed. Bashibaza and his salamander arrived at the gate of Lux village. Bashibaza immediately greeted Dariel and cast light from fire magic to illuminate this battle. Alanziel wanted to kill Bashibaza immediately, but Dariel stopped his father. Dariel wants to discuss this with Bashibaza first. Then Bashibaza is surprised that Dariel is married and congratulates him. Bashibaza says that being an adult is very difficult, required not to cry, no one else can worry about him, and must survive to live this life. The bigger the burden of life, the more it hurts when it falls. Because of that, Bashibaza wanted Dariel to feel this way. First, he will kill Dariel's wife, then burn this village. In Dariel's mind, he actually really wants to guard Bashibaza, but now he has to stop Bashibaza as soon as possible without going through peaceful means.
四属性最強最速をなめるんじゃないのだわ。
ゼビアンです。早いな。
みんな、魔獣は頼みます。
Dariel apologizes if Bashibaza is upset and grudges against him because of the mithril mine. Then Bashibaza said that he had just found out that Dariel had thwarted his plan that time. Of course, Dariel was confused because Bashibaza had just found out about this. Dariel asked Bashibaza, "Then, why did you grudge me?" Bashibaza replies that he wants to avenge the suffering he has harbored for so long. Bashibaza also wants to destroy humanity. That way, Bashibaza can become the strongest heavenly king and surpass Grand Barza's ability. Then their fight continues. Dariel was slightly injured from getting hit by many attacks from Bashibaza. Bashibaza said that he had obtained a very extraordinary book of forbidden magic. He has also traveled the world to perfect his magic. Even he could tame the salamander dragon with the forbidden magic beast. After hearing this, Dariel said that Bashibaza had been blessed with magic since childhood. Dariel was amazed by him because Bashibaza always studied hard and achieved extraordinary achievements. Dariel has always cared for Bashibaza as his family. Dariel was forced to use the hero's ultimate move to counter Bashibaza's attack. But he didn't want to kill Bashibaza. Dariel only wants to stop Bashibaza at any cost. But suddenly, Bashibaza's body form changed, and he was about to fight Dariel with this hidden power. Actually, Bashibaza wanted to use it against Alanziel, but it seemed he couldn't hold himself back anymore, and his lust to kill Dariel grew stronger.
使うことになるとはな。クズ相手に。こんな。バシュバーサ様。